Well, won't you look at that? Or is it, will you look at that? We're actually starting a live stream on time. And I'm just going to log into the only live stream. If you're watching after the fact, please feel free to fast forward. And I will make sure. Well, let me double check that I'm even live. Okay, perfect. We are live. Okay, well, everybody, welcome to the live stream. And Pigeon, hello, hello. And I know that my microphone sounds a bit tinny, which is, I think, the correct word. Dragon Rider, hey, we're gonna have some good games today with hopefully some big battles. We'll do some Rage Forest, even though it slows down and pisses me off. The battles are just too juicy to give up. The sound is good. Perfect. Thank you so much, Rebecca. And I was about to say, apparently the settings are fine. It's just the room needs a carpet and something on the wall to. Apparently, my room is too empty. I live in a prison cell, and so the sound might be tinny, but oh, it sounds good. Okay, well, it is what it is. Good or bad. Let's dive right in. We're gonna start with a 1v1. And it is going to be Mr. Yo playing as the Huns in blue, taking on a Baba Oram playing as the Persians in yellow. Zoom in, zoom out. And I think last live stream I started and I said it was so creepy that there was no construction sounds in this, and it kind of freaked me out a little bit after not live streaming for a while. And then, of course, the first game I have is the Huns, who you never hear anything in the beginning because they start with their full 200 houses, 200 pop space available. And so they don't really need to build anything. So let's focus on yellow right now. Or I guess we could focus on blue because yellow's not really building anything. But this should be a fun game. I mean, the Persians are the Persians. Massive economic powerhouse, huge tech tree. I love this new feature where I can just click on this and show you everything that's available to every civ. Hopefully we see some Savars. Even more hopefully we see some of these guys, some of these war elephants. And the Huns are, as Memb likes to say, the Huns are the Huns. No need for houses, which is good and bad. I mean, more good than bad, but still, if you're in a pinch, you need to quick wall. There is no cheap 25 wood structure for you anymore. Oh, poor hare. It tried to outrun the turtle, the tortoise. It did not. So, yeah, mostly good not having to spend your wood, even though you start with less wood. What is it, 100 less wood? There you go. But it also sucks for quick walling if you're at a certain level where, you know, you're getting pushed into. You cannot quickly, or more importantly, you cannot cheaply get your base defended. And oh my goodness, Baba Oram was, I believe, a player from France, is already here and has already discovered Mr. Yo's base. And of course, this is Age of Empires, so when one player starts at the top right position, it's not the bottom left that your opponent is in. No, it's the top left. And so what a nice little mirror. Let's remove the fog of war and look at the map, because the attack distance between these two bases is ridiculously short, which is going to benefit pretty much both players. I mean, the Persians are, for all intents and purposes, a cavalry civilization, even though, again, their tech tree is ridiculous. It's missing a few upgrades here and there, but it's a pretty damn good tech tree. The Huns, on the other hand, are definitely a horsey civilization, missing a lot of other things, except for some reason they get siege rams. I never understood exactly why a civilization that can't really, it's not really set up to defend itself, is very adept at taking down, especially when they already have Tarkans that come with massive attack bonus against stone and walls and buildings and all that stuff. Why they need siege rams, I don't know. Maybe it's because the rest of their tech tree is pathetic. Mangonels and basic scorpions, no siege engineers, no bombard cannons. So we'll see. Cheese, good evening, good morning, maybe good afternoon where you are. Let's take a look at where the resources are as both players start pulling in their delicious, delicious boars. And we're on Classic Arabia with Classic boars. None of this new fandangled animalia. We've got primary gold in the forward position, primary stone to the back. Again, not that the Huns really need a lot of stone. Generally, you want to get one castle up And then you can research your unique tech here, the Marauders tech, which is basically like anarchy for the Goths. Allows you to train your unique unit out of the stable in this case, not the barracks, and not really sure what you need a lot of stone for as the Huns, but you never know which direction the players are going to go. Secondary gold, secondary stone to the back. And where is that third pile of gold? Oh, mamma mia. It is pretty much halfway to Baba Uram's base. Speaking of Baba Uram, primary gold to the south, stone to the north. Now, if there ever was a civ that you wanted stone for, it is very much the Persians. I don't really think the Huns have anything that can counter a War Elephant, which is why I'm really excited to see this matchup. Let's take a quick look at where the other resources are. We got another patch of gold here to the left, another patch of stone to the right, and extra gold to the back. So not a terrible base for either player, pretty much open. By the way, somebody in the chat let me know, I'm attempting to stream in 2K. Can you watch this live stream in 2K? And somebody watching after the fact, leave a comment and let me know if you can actually see this video in 2K, because I have redone all of my OBS studio settings to accommodate a stream. I wasn't streaming in 2K before because I was in a apartment building that limited the internet. Now all of a sudden I find myself with amazing internet, so I said, well, wait a second, why the hell would I stream in 1080p if I can do 2K? But I want to make sure that it can be seen in 2K. So if you're watching on YouTube, which is, I shouldn't have said that, I'm literally the only place I'm streaming, let me know. Let me know if you can actually see the video in 2K. If anyone is paying attention. If not, I'll ask again in a few minutes. But yeah, well, what do the Huns really have to stop the Persians? Even their paladin, as amazing as it is, their heavy scorpion, non-existent, their infantry, missing last armor upgrade. Although I guess it does have some good, yeah, halberdier is always an okay choice. Not a great choice against the War Elephant, but a decent choice when you have nothing else to fall back on, just because you need so many of them to take down a War Elephant. Halberdiers are deceptive like that. You know, you fight any other civ. You fight the Bengalis, you fight even with their elephants taking less bonus damage, you fight any civ with elephants. Halberdiers do a pretty damn good job. Then you come across a War Elephant, and all of a sudden, 620 HP is not a trifling amount of HP. Baba Rum is refusing to leave. Both players in the feudal age. We'll figure out why on the bottom right here these Roman numerals are off camera. But this is sour. One villager has to waste his time repairing, stone repairing, or wood repairing rather, which is for the Huns not too terrible, since they don't really need wood for much else at this point. He refuses to leave the protective envelope of his town center. There is no way he's going to leave, not with 3 men-at-arms. No upgrades for them, but they are still good enough with a 6 attack to take down even a loomful villager. And so he has to pretty much exhaust all of these resources within this defensive structure before trying to head out, or even thinking about heading out. He does have a bit of a forward position here. Ooh, skirmishers. Okay. We'll see how that works out for him. How's everyone doing tonight? Hopefully everyone is doing well, and everyone watching after the fact is doing well as well. Okay, skirmishers choosing to go for the scout first. The scout needs to be careful here. Now, 17 HP is enough to die here, because the spearman comes with a 15 bonus. And the 3 attack is 18 against no armor. So one more poke from the spearman, which I guess is a theoretical, hypothetical question now, since there are no more blue spearmen on the map. And now confident that he can take this fight, our Persian in yellow is pushing in. Interesting that he chooses to put his farms here when your opponent is here. Why not put them on the other side of the TC? Maybe he wanted easy access to berries. But even then, why would you put them in the forward position here when your opponent is pushing in? Let's take a look at Baba Rum's base, because as much as he's pressing in, he at home may not necessarily be as efficient as he'd like. His TC idle time is 1 whole villager behind. And the same 2 structures, the archery range, the barracks, neither player having a secondary structure to go up to Castle Age. Hey, neither player even having the resources to go up to Castle Age. And eventually the skirmishers will pick and poke and prod at these units. 0.96 movement speed, 0.96 movement speed, which means they can technically keep chasing each other. Oh, maybe the tower? Ooh, okay. Well, that's not a bad idea. Let's see if that's the case. Well, so far, no. You know what? Maybe he wanted to... Maybe these are bait. Maybe he wanted Baba Ram to go into the center here and push into the front so he could quickly garrison the villagers and get some HP points. The legend, we are back. Raptor, not too sure what that means. I'm gonna... I assume that means hello, greatest caster in the world, to which I would say hello back. But nice to see you. And again, as people join, I'm going to ask again, let me know if you can see this live stream in 2K, because that is the intended resolution here. I'm streaming in higher resolution, and I do want to make sure that the quality is good, even though, again, the mic may sound a bit tinny after the fact or even live, just because... apparently a room needs rugs and flooring and things on the wall, and my room is pretty much just 4 bare walls and a wooden floor. You're on a 720p phone? Okay, fair enough. The most excellent caster. You know what? I'll take it. I will take it. Okay. Army's positioning. Resources getting up there. Mr. Yo on the defensive is heading up to Castle Age right as I finish that sentence. But he needs to be careful. He's going to lose a few units. That, to be fair, as the Huns, losing a few skirmishers, not the end of the world. There's that tower. So no second TC for you. We are all in with a big, strong defense here. Baba Uram still needs 400 food. Will he do anything with his market, question mark? Nope, he doesn't even have a market. So he went overboard with a blacksmith, a stable, and an archery range. Now he's being pressed into by one archer who is not paying attention. And this is exactly what I thought Mr. Yo was trying to do. Lure his opponent into the town center. Skirm versus Skirm Huns, farm on the right side of TC game. Old school. The pro trick, that's why I figured, you know what, like, maybe it just because the villagers happened to be here after Jack and the trio over here on the right side, but maybe he was trying to lure Baba Ram into the town center fire. And anyway, we're sitting at 6 kills apiece. Res collected about 600, 10% apart, and Baba Ram will reach Castle Age a minute and a half after his opponent. Oh, hey lady, you did not want to do that. You did not want to do that, and the fox is in the chicken coop. 2 villagers die immediately. That being said, Baba Ram's army is pretty much stuck here. And Mr. Yo's got the resources to get himself some elite skirmisher, question mark? Elite skirmisher, question mark? Bodkin first, okay. Ooh, Viper style wall in. And let's see how he deals with these skirmishers. For now, just going for the attack upgrade. To be fair, if you're not going to double down on skirmishers, yeah, I was going to say the Bodkin is probably better if you're going to go Cav Archers. Now, going Cav Archers as the Huns, yes, you do get a discount. And Mr. Yo, fantastic cleanup here. Killed 18 to... I mean, losing 3 villagers is not great, but fantastic cleanup to at least minimize the damage. Going Hunnic, even 10% cheaper Cav Archers, doesn't make up for the fact that the Persians were at Parthian tactics in Castle Age. Well, both players in the Castle Age. Let's see. Knights, yes. Yes, yes, a million times yes. Let's see the Huns with their fast-footed Cav Archers take on these heavier cavalry Persian units. Monsieur Yo's trying to return the favor. Will he? Gay. Yikes. Ballistics would have come in pretty handy there. And now Monsieur is going to have to micro his heart out, which unfortunately for Baba Ram is for 99.9% of players in this game, pretty difficult to do, but for Mr. Yo, who likes to do about 10 things at once, probably not that hard. Husbandry for both players. Our Persian knights will get it first, but okay. Not realizing that they're about to cross the path, these star-struck lovers just fly by each other. And there's that town watch. So Mr. Yo wants to make sure he sees what the hell is going to come at him. And what's coming at him is a band of, what is this, 4 or 5? 4 cavalry units. Not that this is very scary. Now, especially with husbandry, the movement speed for the cav archer is just a fraction faster. Which means he can definitely outrun this. But what he can't do is not pay attention here. Monsieur does not have the stone for an extra TC. Bubba Rum does not have the wood for an extra TC. So both players doubling down on 1 TC. Our Persian with the more, what do we want to say, efficient town centers have already pumped out 20% more villagers. And he's going to go light cav to try to catch these cav archers unawares. Now, as much as I know scorpions are great and it's such a fun unit to play, I'm not a big fan of scorpions. Ballistics as well. For our Hunnic cav archers. I'm not a big fan of scorpions versus cav archers in high elo games because the players are just too good. They're just too good. Bye-bye, lion. Not so cowardly. Died a hero. And so I'm not sure that it's really as effective as you'd like it to be. They're slow. They can be microed around. Okay. Another... I like that he's leaving the lion alive this time. Just because it's attacking yellow and not him. That being said, if you go enough out of the line of sight, won't it just start attacking Mr. Yo? Who is not paying attention. Why? Because there's an attack back home. 5 knights, +1 armor. No attack upgrades there. Mr. Yo wants that 100 stone for another TC, potentially. Monk is out. Will he get him? Waving. Waving, waving. No! He should have beat that drum better. 4 villager kills. 5 villager kills. 6 villager kills. 7 villager kills. Sold to Bubba Rum. Who needs to get the hell out of here. Even with extra armor, knights are not that fantastic underneath TC fire. But total of 8 villager kills. Annoying critic. This is yours truly. And you better not criticize. Dum dum dum. Oh, you're on the night shift. Awesome. I'm glad I could provide some entertainment during the night shift. Man, this lion is just Magellan lion here, circumnavigating the globe. Now, when your cav archers line up in a nice, pretty row like that, not necessarily the best against scorpions, especially when they're on the high ground. You had to listen to other people. Oh, they're not horrible at all. Those are like my heroes. They are like the Age of Empires. That's our crew, you know? You think it's GG? I mean, he's down 16 villagers. That's about 40% smaller eco. But when you play the Persians, you kind of have to expect having a smaller eco. Now, unfortunately, the Mangonel, which is the natural counter to this, is something the Huns do have, but then it stops there. Let's see. Did Bubba Rum get the damage done to Mr. Yo before that Hunnic, insane Hunnic ball of cav archers starts ripping his eco to shreds? Because at some point, you're going to jack your wood here too hard, and you're going to leave a hole, and into that hole, Mr. Yo will shove his archers. Or he doesn't even have to wait, he just makes his own hole. And now with ballistics by Birdie. Okay, Mr. Yo gets his first 2 Vil kills, and this is why I'm not a big fan of scorpions. They're just so slow in these high elo games. Don't get me wrong, they're pretty damn good. They're pretty good counter just because of their insanely high pierce armor. I need to find another word for insane. I think I've said that word like 6 times. And there we go, basic B Mangonel. This is as good as it gets for you. Let's see if he can get a shot off. The range is better on the... Pardon me, the range is identical. Skirmisher is trying to get something done. Oh, Mr. Yo runs his units right into there. Ugh. Baiting the Mangonel, but then Bubba Rum baits something here. Let's see how this all plays out. It's really annoying to have to fight and then start dealing with monks at the same time. But our Persian cavalry does have 2 armor, which means these cav archers are going to have a difficult time, especially with scorpions. I feel like the scorpions underperformed there. 5 kills? Okay, fair enough. Maybe their job is more to soften up. But okay, both players bloodied. Kill count identical. Will he get it? No. So, a good little fist fight, a good little aperitif before what hopefully is a big old battle. Second TC here to the south wants to get a bit of stone. Second TC already up for our Persian with those ridiculous 4,800 HP town centers. And then, okay, we're going to open up a resort. We're going to hire guides. People are going to go and ride the camels. Matt Black, you were asking before about him, right? The chess player, like a year ago, and I think I told you then I googled and I couldn't find any information. Like, I'm moving in 1, 2, and bye monk. And Baba around with a bit of fancy footwork. You can tell how fancy it is based on all the arrows in the ground that did not hit that unit. Skirmishers, basic, still moving out. They're going to discover a fantastic find here by Mr. Yo. Because now he's going to shove his cav archers into here. Absolutely no doubt in my mind that he is going to shove those cav archers into there. Baba Ram housed at 110, which is, not great. But you know what? When your opponent's still at 94 pop, that is not the end of the world. It was you. Yeah, I figured. And look at this. Look at this surround by the skirmishers. A soft surround if I've ever seen one. Pulling a Hera and healing his units is Mr. Yo as our Persian continues. Now, to be fair, as much as the Huns can mass their units, I mean, the Persians are the Persians. He's still ahead 10 villagers. He needs more houses. Boy, was he housed for a while. I unfortunately didn't watch any Red Bull. Okay. Not a great use of these guys, but there you go. Just a little poke and a prod here. It looks like he's attacking the farm accidentally. But when you're microing 30 things at once, these Persian cavalry units. Okay, thumb ring as well. So, Mr. Yo, doubling down on the ranged horsey units. It's funny that you'll shove your knights under a tower, under a TC in front of cav archers, but the second this guy shows up, everybody runs away, and this is exactly why, because your unit becomes my unit. Even though ultimately you're losing the same amount of resources. If the unit dies, you lost the 70, 60, 75. Or it becomes your enemy's unit. You lost that either way. But you don't give your enemy that unit. By monk as well. Okay, a tripartite quadruple attack. Never mind. Whoa, all of a sudden, Baba Rum is everywhere. Let's take a look from left to right. Knights under the TC die. Knights underneath the TC will die as well with their kill count. 1 kill between them. And the cav archers here, the less interesting battle for me. Just because there's so many cav archers there. At the same time, Mr. Yo, this is exactly what I was talking about. No wood over here. Mr. Yo is just fantastic at finding these little holes. Okay, so both players, again, scuffle, but look at the kill count. 30 villager kills to 11. If you were to add back that 19 villager difference, he still wouldn't be. No, yeah, no, right? Yeah, it'd be at 95 to 99. So Mr. Yo just behind. That being said, his army count is double the size, and this is where the Huns just become so hard to deal with. You don't really need that last armor upgrade when you outnumber your opponent 2-1 and one-shot these knights. Neither player banking any resources, so we're going to be firmly in castle age for the next little while. Low ground Mangnell. Will it get anything done against the Scorpions? I don't know. I don't know if Baba Ram added these 2 skirmishers in the archery range before, or if he queued them up now. Something that a caster probably should know. I agree, Raptor. The Persians are not necessarily, aside from, again, their cav archer getting Parthian tactics, they're not exactly a raiding civilization, in my opinion. He needs to just shove in. He's got going up to 18 knights. Ooh, now this is just low ground knights. Not sure how this is going to work out for yellow, but this is probably not a great attack here. That being said, Mysterio's not paying attention, and he is balled up quite nicely. If anyone is watching this on a desktop, let me know if you can see this in 2K. I am trying to live stream in 2K. Well, there you go. Did he even... Yeah, when you see this, and your opponent is in front of your base with this, you're pretty much, you know what's coming. And our Persian, as amazing as these raids were, I agree with you, Raptor. He needed to just lay the hammer down. That was, I mean, look at the eco. He is so much ahead of his opponent. 17 vills, 20% bigger eco. He's on 3 town centers to 3, but again, these are Persian town centers. Merrick, hello, hello. And yeah, you see, you don't really need a lot of stone. Not a stone civ. It's funny that this guy's still here in the back. But Mr. Yo, despite losing those 3 vills in the beginning, then another 5 vills afterwards, base completely open, which, to be fair, the Huns are not really meant to be turtled in. Boy, oh boy, did he use that 10% discount to mass these cav archers. And let's take a look at the stats. 59 cav... I mean, come on, look at this. The knights should have been... There should have been some siege added to this to take down, and scorpions were not it. He could have left them at home so they could maybe bounce from the north to the south, bouncing just to defend, but I want to look at the eco here. APM not exactly super high for either player. Where's the eco? Yikes. 15% bigger eco. If you were a betting man, you would have lost, yeah. Shouldn't have added the TC, kept adding and raiding Scorps and blue base. I agree. If you're playing against a civ like the Huns, the Goths, Mayans, any civ that's really prone to deathballing, like this, one very viable strategy is just don't let them deathball. That being said, the Persians are the same way, right? If Mysterio just left him to his own devices, there would be 20 war elephants on his base. And then good luck, Mr. Cavalry Archer, with your 8 attack against a War Elephant. So both players, I like the aggression. It was pretty much aggression from the first few minutes of the game. And you know what the best part of this is? Although not for Baba or Rum. You know what? At least pat yourself on the back. This. It is not easy to get more relics in the game. 2 and 2, and this makes 3. It is not easy to out-relic Mr. Yo. He is just an expert relic gatherer. Okay, well, that was a fun first game. So let's see. Let's go and watch the next one. Let's maybe watch a Rage Forest game. Let me see if I can find one. I mean, I know I have one, but let me make sure it's not one we've already seen. Okay, here we go. Bear with me as I load it up and name the teams. Red, purple, green, and blue. Okay. And everyone knows my team. My laziness when it comes to naming these teams. We're on Rage Forest, and it looks like a pretty darn good map. Let's see. Usuria. And they meant playing as the Burmese Witch. Okay, even though the map is unexplored, one cool feature of theirs is that they can see where all the relics are out on the map. Then we've got Doubt playing as the Chitons in green. Chitons, I hope I'm saying that right. Fengita playing as the Vikings in purple. Oh yeah, I'm glad to be back. And then Ganji, one of my favorite Rage Forest players, honestly. Playing in blue as the Saracens. Okay, so we've got some cool civs. Opposite of him, fighting in the center between them. We've got a Bunzuholt, a Bunzuholt playing as the Persians. And I'll introduce the teams in a bit because it looks like this is the action that's happening out on the map. I always love... Oh, very fast fingers here from a Bunzuholt. I always love when they fight over these few tiles. It's so fun. Okay, well, fight no more because Gray has already walled this in. So let's take a look. Gray, our Persian, as he defends these walls from these very bloodthirsty villagers. Let's see who his teammate is in his pocket. Nos Zombie. Okay, Armenians in teal. We've seen him play before. We've got Steak playing as the Cumans. Always a fun civ, just because they're so freaking fast. And we've got the Viper playing as the Lithuanians. A bit of a train coalition here of units. You get 2K and 1080p. Awesome. Okay, well, as long as you get 2K. Fantastic. Thank you so much. You are not that annoying of a critic. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Or as the Americans would say, I appreciate you. Something that doesn't exist in Canada. We don't really say I appreciate you as like saying thank you. The Viper moving around, jostling units. HP for team right. And by the way, team left, team right. These are the team names I've chosen to use. And once this little battle here is over, we'll take a look at where the attack paths are. As it looks like players are starting to pull boards. You know what? Let's take a look at some board pulls. Okay, one board pull. Never mind. I looked too late. I fixed my audio? No, I just reduced the gain, which means it should pick up less noise from behind me and to the right of me and the left of me. Every time I say that, I always think of oh my god, the Charge of the Light Brigades. Light Brigade, cannons to the left of them, cannons to the right of them. Okay, let's take a look at the map. Between yellow, unfortunately the Viper, path of attack to the north, pack of attack to the left. The south, a little bit safer, a little bit cooler. So we're hopefully going to see some good old military buildup. A cold war that will hopefully erupt into hot, sexy war. But the Viper's got his hands full. He's going to have to wall this in, and we'll see whether he does so, or whether Steak, his Cuman partner, comes in to help. Not much that the Cumans can do beyond Feudal Age. At least their Palisades get extra HP, but I guess the Vipers do too, right? It's a team bonus, if I'm not mistaken. Where are you, Cuman? Yeah, Palisade walls, 33% more HP. That doesn't even say stone walls just because they don't get them. It's Palisade walls. But I'm glad the audio seems better, and I'm glad that we can finally stream in 2K. Like I said, when I was in the heat of the channel last year and before, I was working with really bad internet. But now I'm working with pretty darn good internet now. Uzuriha is trying to really press the Viper here with more and more of these Burmese. Now, if you're not familiar with the Burmese, their infantry get attack upgrade or bonuses for free, +1, 2, 3, but it only kicks in feudal. So blue, oh my goodness, red has spent a lot of food. What is this? 300 food, which he could be using, which he probably could have used to go up to feudal. Unfortunately for him, he's the Viper. Oh my god, so close to trapping these units in. Right now, these units are shit. Like, who's kidding who? 4 attack, no armor, 40 HP. You're basically a villager with loom. They attack on the same, right? 3 attack minus 0 armor is 3. 4 attack minus 1 armor is 3. What's the attack speed on a villager? Something I don't know. Okay, so they both attack on 2. So they're actually equal units. He's getting really pressed into here. Now there's more than 5. Now there's 6. The Viper not really spending too much of anything to defend this. He is, in fact, the first member on his team to go up to the Feudal Age. Now, he is the Lithuanians, which means it would behoove us, is that the right word? To look at where the relics are And hopefully his teammates... Welcome to the pain that everyone feels when they fight against the Viper, and you just gave him 6 pet militiamen for him to do with as he pleases. You belong to him now. That is hilarious. Is there not a path here between this right here, and then he can move this way? Or maybe I'm just not seeing it properly. At this point, attack the mill. The mill. Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening to my brain. No, the Viper. After all of that, after not deleting it and spending the entire amount of stone on it, he ultimately lets his opponent out of the cage, and he must be slapping his forehead. Oh my god, what a ignominious end to an absolute beautiful wall off. The South is heating up. Like I wanted the Cold War to turn hot, hot, hot. And he's gonna have to either, yeah, he's gonna have to wall a bit further away, which again, at the end of the day, this is why it makes me question all this early game shenanigans. Steak does not want any part of this. He says, keep your militia in the Viper's base. I don't want any of this nonsense in mine. Spearman technically does have more HP, but a much slower attack, like all counter units. Okay, Cumin is safe. Viper is safe. Doubt is here, though. And he is here with his Chitin Light Cab. They are lightning fast. They are here, and there are 6 of them as well. So red and blue, red and green, again. Don't know why, I don't know why I keep confusing words and colors. Miguel, hello, hello. For some reason, YouTube hid your comment. Not too sure why. Maybe because you used the word sexy in it. But thank you so much, Miguel. Nice to see you. Gray has to run away. Okay, well, to be fair, we're not really seeing a lot of action. And again, wasting 360 food means that you are now, just now, as your Viking teammate has already hit Castle Age, just now clicking into Feudal. No big surprise that our Viking ran his butt into Feudal Age and Castle Age ASAP. Wheelbarrow handcart for free is just such a ridiculous bonus. Anytime you get anything for free in this game, attack upgrades, economic upgrades, anytime you get any of that, it's just so freaking good. Freedom 564, welcome. What's the name of the game? Has the Viper started his fishing fleet? No, because he doesn't have any water in his base. But he is spending a lot of wood, is our Lithuanian. One of my favorite unique techs, by the way, the Lithuanian. One you wouldn't expect is their town centers with +3 range. I really love town centers with 9 range instead of the usual 6. Just makes siege so impotent against the Lithuanian TC. It makes archers so impotent. Okay, tower will go down. Abunzuhal doesn't even bother repairing it. But he's going to have to come up with an answer to this Mangonel, because, well, a bunch of rocks in your face is never something you want to deal with. Nos Zombies managed to sneak in a scout, I believe, in the early minutes of the game. And our Viking, interestingly enough, just now going into a second TC, despite being the first person into Castle Age, I believe. Mango is out. Ooh, be careful, blue archers. I mean, number one, it's an interesting move to shove your archers underneath a tower. Maybe he thought he would have gotten the tower by now. Now remember, these are Saracen archers, so they do come with an attack bonus. Where are you, Saracens? I still love that I can do this Where foot archers and skirmishers, plus 2 attack versus buildings. Ooh, bye-bye 5 stone for our Saracen. Let's check in on the north as Doubt continues to not really do much off of a 1 TC play. These chitin farms slash pastures are just so fun to watch. Your favorite tech is the Malian tech that makes it... Oh, Tigui. Oh yeah, Tigui is so badass, especially if you're playing against a raiding civilization. Any of the Meso civs. It's such a fantastic upgrade to get. Melevala? Is that Meyevala? Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and guess that's a Chilean peso? CLP? I see you, I tip $1, simple as that. I see your tip. I give you a big thank you. It's as simple as that as well. Thank you so much. I'm glad you joined, glad you enjoy the streams. And thank you so much. Does that make it shoot double arrows? No, but a fully garrison... I don't think it's double, but a fully garrisoned town center for the Malians, I believe, fires 18 arrows. 18 freaking arrows, if I'm not mistaken. And ungarrisoned, I believe it fires 8. Ooh, that mangonel house somehow didn't die. It's hard on the snow sometimes to see the high ground, low ground. Yeah, I remember the exact number of arrows. It's either 8 or 10 when there's no villagers inside, and then 18. 18 freaking arrows when there's villagers inside. Oh, we've got step lancers from Doubt. It is fantastic against... It's amazing against raids, period. Can you imagine that tech combined with the Lithuanian tech? Now, the Viper, unfortunately, is being DP'd here. To the north, the south, the west. But here comes the Kipchaks, I guess, from our human. Now, to be fair, we're still in castle, which means these camels should be good enough. The Cuman's notorious for not getting anything other than their basic camels. The second pronunciation was correct. It's like a Yeva. Okay. I appreciate that. I studied Spanish for 3 years in university, but my teachers, one was from Argentina and one was from Colombia, so I know there's a lot of differences in dialects and how you would say something in Chile versus, say, Argentina. Oh my god, with the Tootin feature? Oh yeah. It's like a fantasy. The Burmese are here, by the way, with their Arambai, who deal 100% damage whenever they land even those darts on a wrong unit. Let's take a look at what's going on in the south real quick, because, okay. So, Mangonel still trying to clean up a Bunzo Vault's wall off, which has proven itself fantastic, by the way. The Cuban is here. Our Lithuanian is going for pikemen. Now, their second unique tech also makes their pikemen and skirmishers have a lot more pierce armor, but I don't think it affects their melee armor, so I'm not too sure the Viper will get that. He's, by the way, nowhere close to getting that. To be fair, he is pretty much relying on the Cuman to shoo away his opponent, and the Cuman is doing exactly that. Now, the Viper. Oh, this is an interesting little move. So instead of attacking the gate directly, now they have to attack these. Now, don't get me wrong, you attack this part and this part, you're still attacking the gate. But it's an interesting little move to make sure no gate accidentally opens. And here comes the Cuman. We're in the Castle Age, which means their mounted units move 10% faster for free. Imperial Age is going to be just ridiculous if we hit it. Yeah, the Argentinian teacher, even, I remember the first day in our class, he got up and he said, listen, I'm from Argentina. The Spanish you learned from me is going to be a lot different than what you've learned before. And I'm thinking, like, great, you know. what a thing to tell students who just want to learn. Look at this pikeman. He's like the little brother who has to tag along. Wait for me, guys. But I remember him saying that in the first lesson. He's like, Yeah, basically, I'm from Argentina, so good luck. Whereas the Colombian was pretty easy to understand. I think the Argentinians, they're like in the Spanish, right? They say th. But, man, how do you say? Hace... creo que hace 20 años. Sí, más. 23 años que no hablo español y que estudia en la universidad. Did I say that right? Yeah. Creo que sí. Another castle for our cube, and the Viper hemmed into the back, but that's okay. Monastery is out. You're Argentina. It was a good pronunciation. Great. Gracias. Thank you so much. I'm glad to hear. Again, I haven't spoken Spanish in like 20-something years, and I think in other live streams I've said the same thing. I'm glad that I can at least communicate. Walls, walls, walls are the name of the game here for Ganji, our Saracen. Not exactly a shy civilization, so I'm not too sure what's going on there. Especially against the Persians. I mean, if you're a cavalry civilization, the last thing you want to see as you ride into the sunset is a freaking Mameluke holding a scimitar. How beautiful is this game? Look at the hoof prints on the snow. Oh, come on, give the pikemen the kill. Mounted Chukanus doing their job. Top nuts flailing in the wind. Okay. Ganji is, even though he's in the pretty much forward position, he's pretty much like a pocket. He's going up to Imperial. Nos Zombie's already an Imperial. Which means our Armenian is about to shove in 100 HP. Yeah, he already has Feriders, by the way. He's going to shove in 100 HP champions the second he can. He's so cocky, he's just standing there taking fire from 5 different angles. And this is why our Saracen walled, I guess, expecting a push. But again, the Saracens are just like the Persians. They can tech switch to whatever the hell they want. They've got hand cannoneers. They can do that plus 10 attack bonus as much as they want against this infantry. Army counts rising, team right double. Let's see what's going on in the north. A few camels look like wanted to sortie out against these Arambai. But boy, oh boy, camels with pretty shitty armor, and the Viper finally with a castle, but at the same time, the Arambai press in. Now, when you're fighting Arambai, you really want to stagger your units. Just because, again, even when they miss, they don't really miss. Yuzu, I'm just going to call him Yuzu. Him or her, Yuzu, is getting pushed back. Sees the castle. Not much you can do about it now, at this point, to be fair. And the hunter has become the hunted. He is sticking around way too long. Luckily for him, it doesn't seem like the Viper has any upgrades at all. And so this castle misses all of the arrow fire. What is Doubt doing, by the way? Okay, so behind this, Doubt has said, you know what? Oh, I'm going to just place pasture after pasture after pasture. Who was the one who invented Pasteur? Louis Pasteur? Just call me Louis Pasteur. Ah, ouch. Vikings, do they have Boggs Vagar? It sure seems like it. Yep. Now, Boggs Vagar, as cool as it is, means absolutely jack shit against an Onager. Hello from Taiwan. I'm glad you're pretending to be having a conflict. That's so funny. I hope I don't get you into trouble. Vegeta, our Viking, is not really helping Blue out, which means Blue is just walling in the hopes that his walls do not get pressed into. Oh, the bombard cannon strays too close. Yeah, there's not great micro when your 12 range bombard cannon gets way too close to that infantry. And there we go, finally. Oh, no, it's on the wrong side. I thought these were Saracen hand cannoneers. No, they are not. They are Persian hand cannoneers. Ooh, market going up to the north, so we're about to see trade go up. Viper Castle up. I love that purple takes the high ground, because why the hell not? What can the Viper do here? Not much our Lithuanian can do. Okay, he's got 4 relics. I don't see a single stable, which kind of sucks. To be fair, though, the Lithuanians, again, the other unique tech they have, Tower Shield Skirmishers, they can have 10 Pierce Armor, which means they are invincible here. But he's gone for late chai. Or pardon me, a single late hiss. They ignore armor. What they don't ignore is endless arrow fire. And here come the big sword-wielding Liao Dao. Red pinging over here. What the hell is Red doing here now? Bye-bye, Bomber Cannon. Well, I hope you don't get in trouble for pretending to be on a conference, but I can't blame you. Who the hell would want to be in a conference when there's Age of Empires to be had? And Doubt, even though he did not accomplish much in the beginning, is finally shoving in. Are we getting 20 seconds from the fastest paladin in the game? And now there's really not a lot. Once he's hit paladin, there is not a lot that green and purple have here that will withstand it. 3, 2, 1. Oh, such a good unit, but he needs attack upgrades. He needs attack upgrades ASAP. And the Viper, has he run away? Does he have... Okay, so he does have villagers here. We've got the classic yin-yang situation where one team is pressing in one side, the other team is pressing the other. Now the Arambai are fighting clumped hand cannoneers. Where are you going? Fight, fight, fight. And his teammate leaves him out in the cold. Genji, you stone cold killer. Oh, sucks to be you. I mean, the idea of walling against the opponent that has onagers on the field and in your face is comical to begin with. Arambai elite massing here to the south of Viper. And there we go. Here's the skirmishers. 6 armor at the moment. And where, oh where, can our Cuban player be? You know what? If anyone can save it, it will be the ride of the Rohirrim here with these paladins. Because again, as scary as this blue-purple push is, the Viper can handle this. If he, I mean, gets a castle here to the back, and I'm assuming he's going to research his unique tech, if he hasn't already. No, not an expensive tech gold-wise, but blue has been knocked out. Fishing fleet gone, and there's a lot of construction happening here. What is going on? Our Persian siege and range. Okay, I kind of wanted to see elephants, not gonna lie. The Viper trying to attack a Treb with villagers, and like a scene from Game of Thrones, they're just lying there in a big shaped circle. Red is pinging here. How many Arambai does he have? 48 Arambai. What they need, though, is some kind of siege. And the Saracens do have one of the coolest siege upgrades with counterweights. 15% more attack on their Mangonel line units. Could flatten this army. Unfortunately, Gandhi... I mean, he's got the food for Onager. Not exactly enough for Siege Onager at the moment. Not that I think he has any ability to get Siege Onager. Come on, Arambai, let's see you do your thing. Composite Bowman out, as the Americans would say, composite Bowman. The Viper's base is just being pillaged, torn apart. His gold going to the victor. The spoils, and here we go. The Paladins are out. All the heavy siege is gone. And beautiful play here by Stake, avoiding the castle fire, but looks like he lost a bunch of Paladins. He's going up to 50, though. And as cool as these green units are, they are not going to put a dent in these decked-out knights. Okay, you know what? Enough of them probably will. Look at this villager. Look at this villager. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? And where are you going, green units? Okay, they just got that was like a sorority ass paddling. A whole of them, bunch of them died for nothing. Somebody, please get a siege weapon here for team left. 100 HP champions are just so ridiculous, as is my inability to click on one. But this is where they make their final stand, it seems like, just because the trade is here. Blue's base being ransacked, Yellow's base being ransacked. What does the Viper have? He's building a bunch of TCs behind this, and he's adding skirmishers. Does he finally have? Yes, he does. So let's see his skirmishers, because they should have 10 pierce armor. Oh yeah, look at that. What are you gonna do with an archer against a 10 pierce armor skirmisher? Where have I been? Stop pretending and tell you the truth. Okay, you want to know the truth? I was on the Artemis shuttle, and my internet connection, my toilet, and my Microsoft Outlook weren't working, so I couldn't live stream. No, I was just completely overwhelmed with life, as I'm sure many of us are. Rambi's having their way here. It looks like Nos Zombie, very much wanting to press into the center, has abandoned, or at least not left defended the south. There are a few onagers here. And now all of a sudden, Team Left is making a big resurgence. We've got some Hussars as well. Upgrades, fully upgraded. The Cuban Hussar, just such a lightning fast unit. Let's see the attack. Cavalry 0, Camel 0. We'll see how well this Boggs Vagar Liao Dao combo ultimately is, because as impressive as this army is for Orange, I mean, still 36 Paladins is not bad. I was going to say, it looks like there's a lot of Hussars here. I'm going to shut up, let's watch the game. Human horses are just not dying. But the Arbalester's putting in the work. My computer glitching out. More reinforcements for Orange. And by the skin of their teeth, Team Left takes this fight. The Viper throws in a random Latus. He dies. Armor upgrades shite. Where are your skirmishers? At the same time, let's see how this push is going. Yep. Team Right is in big trouble. Capped Ram with a bunch. 600 HP of champions inside one Ram is not something you see every day. And look at the Viper here. Take my archery range, he says. I don't care. This is not a military zone. This is an economic zone. Oh, the latest with his last lance swing does get that one infantry unit. Okay. So the players have fought themselves into a standstill here. A Rambi coming in to join. But now the Viper's back. In 1 second, we'll have the +2 armor upgrade on his units. And the Lechai are not what you want to see. Now, what you also don't want to see is a big clumped up army against a Rambi. But this is a 3v2 here. Purple bringing in the heavy range. Red bringing in the darts, and green the meat shield. Okay, come on, Viper. that's a very optimistic location for a mill. Let's see it. Another Viper castle down. And there we go, the meat shield doing exactly what a meat shield does, which is dying as the Aramba just slaughter everything. 62 kills. And Team Right collapses. We've got a single catapult galleon. Well, we had a single catapult galleon. Oh, one more shot. Will the Aramba get him? No. And it gets repaired as well. Let's check in very quickly here on the south. Savars are out. Okay, Team Right is not going gentle into that good night. They are fighting tooth and nail to the south. They are fighting tooth and nail to the even more south. But really, the real story here is the, let's say, the Pacific Northeast. I know it's the Pacific Northwest. Rambi shove themselves in, sacrifice themselves to get rid of that one ship. Another one pops out. Another one bites the dust. It looks like green got it. Lots of selling, lots of sending, 0 tax paid. Army count double for Team Left, villager population 10% higher. The most shocking thing about this game to me is... Okay, well, our Persian is out, so team left wins. The most shocking thing to me about this game, which was fantastic, by the way, it looked very dicey for both teams, as it always usually does, right up until the Arambai showed up and helped clear this out. But I'm going to say this for the 9th time. What really is the best part of this game for me is that the speed didn't lower itself. It was at 1.7 the whole game. It was at 1.7. Whoa. Did my computer magically fix itself? Was it an internet issue? He asks. I don't know. Maybe we'll watch another Rage Forest and find out. Let's take a look at the stats. See, oh yeah, Lao Dao, Arambai, Paladins. This must be the Cuman. This must be the Armenian, and this must be the Cuman as well. The Viking, the Burmese, and the Chiton. Okay, well, fantastic Rage Forest game. Onagers would have been great. The Saracen, I'm a little disappointed. We saw 7 Mamelukes. Don't even know where the hell they are. It looks like they're streaming north. 0 kills. There they are. Against 100 HP. I mean, don't get me wrong. This unit versus this unit is amazing. This unit, Nam, versus this unit is shite. 100 HP on a champion. Yeah, you're not doing much damage to that unit. So, hand cannoneers from our Saracen, but yeah, the Viking wasn't helping defend him to the south, so he got really pressed into here and just lost. Let's say I want to see what the trade looks like, because it seems like both teams had a decent amount of trade. Where are you? Okay, yeah, both teams. Interestingly enough, 9,000 is a lot higher than... so Team Right had more trade at the end of the day, despite all 4 players versus just 2. What about tribute sent received? Here we go. The biggest recipient is our... Really? Really? The Armenian giving resources not a surprise with their eco bonus, but the Saracen getting... he didn't have an army for a long, long time. And the army that he had, he kept shoving into the gaping maw that is this giant wall off. Yeah. This is how you know it's a good game. The players didn't even mine out the resources in their own bases before they got knocked the hell down. And a fantastic first Rage Forest game. Let's go see if I can find another one, because you know what? If it's not glitching out, it did freeze here and there, but if it doesn't glitch out, we can watch Rage Forest all frickin' night. I'm going to load it. You know what? I'm going to load up another Rage Forest. Why the heck not? So just bear with me. Listen to the sounds of silence, as Garfunkel would say. Okay, now we have red, teal, blue, and orange. Okay, one sec. I need to just change the team names ever so slightly. And here we go. Second Rage Forest game of the night. So we got team upper left, team lower right. We've got the same players for the most part. Bunzuhult is now in teal, but now we've got Dan and Barl. So let's take a look at who's who. We got the Bulgarians in red. Next to them, the Huns in... Oh, that's going to be so rough. The Huns in teal. Then we got Ganji as the Maya. Not the Mayans anymore. Now they're the Maya. Playing as the blue, very far away from everybody. And Steak this time playing as the Chinese in orange. Yeah, this is like a 2v2 times 2, because look at the map. Orange and blue are basically together. And then you have to go all the way over here for teal and orange. Now, what's interesting about this map is that the players, aside from orange and purple, they're nowhere close to each other. Look at the red. He is nowhere close to his opponents. Speaking of, Doubt this time playing as the Romans in his pocket. Dan playing as the Bohemians. The Viper in his yellow playing as the Wei. And last but not least, Barl's playing as the Turks. Oh yeah. Let's see all of the cool Turkish units. Let's see the Janissary. Let's see 14 Rage Bombard Cannons. Let's see 100 HP Cav Archers. Let's see it all. What an interesting map. What a weird, weird map. Moose. Grunts. Deer being shot at here. Oh, yeah. Dad is just being silly now. Are you going to kill this one, too? It looks like he wanted to, then he forgot about it. But he is stealing Yuzu, Riha's... Again, I'm just going to say Yuzu's. He's stealing Yuzu's, resources. Boy, that's difficult to say for some reason. Our Mayan Eagle is trying to bust his way into here, but repair with a backup palisade means that it's not going to happen anytime soon. And avenues of attack. You're looking at it to the south. This is it. To the north. Whatever the hell this is. Now, this is a very odd map. There's a very narrow choke point here. There's a narrow choke point here. There's kind of a medium choke point here. Good expansion for red to take this. And then there's a very beautiful, look at that. So smooth. A shaft of an entrance. Oh no, a Bunzu Hall being a Bunzu dick. As Dan tries to pull a boar, loses control. And the scout dies as well. Oh, and to add insult to injury, the scout and the bear team up. Oh no, this is a dead villager for Dan, our Bohemian. Oh, she grabs at her neck and falls. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Doubt. Not happy with having taken 70 food out of the mouth of his opponent. Is now here with a random house. Our Bulgarian, though, says, you know what? F that. If you want to press in, I'm going to press in just as well. And decides to wall into the south. This is very, very far from our Bohemian. You like the team names? I know, it's like the laziest thing ever. When I first started live streaming team games, it was like, you know, Team Capulet versus Montagues, Team McLeod versus whoever the McLeod clan was fighting, I forget. It was like very, now it's just, yeah, whatever, team left, team right, team upper left, team lower right. Who has time? If I watch the games beforehand and I know where players are positioned, maybe maybe I'll do that. You know what? Maybe I'll load the games before the live stream, pick the games, load them up, and then I'll be able to have. Although that doesn't make any sense. I was gonna say I was gonna have more creative names, but if I have creative names, I don't really need to know what the teams are located. Doubt being annoying to the. Oh my god! All right. Our Bulgarian will hit feudal age whenever everyone else hits imperial because he has just shoved so many villagers. Oh, that's so annoying. This is why you need to know the mechanics of the game. This is why you need to know that this is something that you can do, because the corner, just like when they build towers, pro players always miss walling in the corners. Now, quickly red, a few palisades, a house here and there, but he is firmly, even Tila Bunzuholt is saying, hey, bro, wake up. Wake up, there's a freaking barracks here. But Doubt really showing us the mechanics of the game here with this corner. There you go. But too little, too late. The militia's already en route. So he'll have to deal with that. Oh, this guy trapped behind enemy lines. Owen Wilson style. Sting, Barles fighting our Turk, our Chinese. I don't think the Turks and the Chinese ever had a war between them. Can't really imagine that happening. Oh, I guess in World War I, right? Technically, I guess. When the Turks were in the Central Powers and the Chinese were in the Allies. I guess technically they've been at war with one another. Somebody jump to Wikipedia and tell me if I'm right. Probably not right. Oh, okay, this is an interesting little play here. So he says, you know what, I'm too late to get rid of your barracks, but I'm not too late to wall myself in a second time. And by the way, I've got my own barracks here. Wall deleted, and now Dan is walling this in, bringing a villager of his own, but yeah, let my unit in first, says Doubt. The Turks fought everyone, yeah. Yeah, seriously, let's just jump right in. guess I could have been more creative, but Orange is pinging here. Why? Because he saw one random militia with a big club and no HP walking around in the middle of nowhere. This is just a massive, massive map with a whole bunch of corridors here and there. Walled off to the right, walled off to the north, walled off to the south. But the Chinese player, or rather the player who's playing the Chinese, this state could be Chinese, I'm not sure. But he's pressing in with towers. Two of them so far. More and more wall-offs needed here. Borrows our Turk. Not his first time playing Rage Forest. This is an interesting choice within tower fire. Trying to bust his way. Okay. Our Bulgarian. Now remember, the Bulgarians, you know what I was about to say, the Bulgarians, like the Turks, get that free upgrade. And it's funny we got Bulgarians and Turks in this game, because the Turks, their light cav upgrade from scout to light cav to hussars, and of course got extra pierce armor, because why the hell not, throw that in there as well. But the cool thing about the Bulgarian, why you're seeing a men-at-arms, is, where are you, Mr. Bulgarian? Look at that, militia line upgrades free. So that means Doubt, unless he wants to invest even more once he hits feudal age into upgrading these Roman infantry units, which to be fair he probably does want to do, because as the Romans you do want to get the legionary if you're not going heavy scorpion play. Yeah, you have to spend it. Now, it's not an expensive upgrade to men-at-arms, but boy oh boy is it annoying to fight a civ that gets shit for free and automatically. Blue has sent a few villagers here to back up his teammate. What's happening in the Mayan base? Not too much. The old blacksmith market combo to get his butt up to castle age, which he does. First player in the game, Ganji. Now the Mayans, remember, their resources last 15% longer. Yeah. I know it's annoying for people, but I do want to check all these things because it's been a while. I want to make sure I'm giving you the correct information. Boy, is that a crazy economic. I finally realized this was not walled in. And as cool as it is to get these free upgrades, oh, now traps in between literally a rock and a hard place, deletes it. Now he's trapped between just a bunch of freaking men-at-arms. Bye, bye, Miss Bulgarian pie. 4 villagers in the tower are not long for this world. They are not tubers. They don't get murder holes for free, which means they're going to have to pop out in a minute once the tower hits 170 HP. In Age of Empires, when the building hits 20% HP, it evicts all of its tenants like a slumlord. Siege Workshop, let me guess. Oh, okay, I was going to say Scorpion. Mangonel. Okay, Mangonel. All right. Double Siege Workshop for our Maya with, yeah, okay, Scorpion and a battering ram. Beautiful flag up here with, what, 2 villagers inside. To the right. Okay, so I guess we can ignore this part. We've essentially got 2 battlefields. Red might want to wall this in instead of fighting frickin' men-at-arms. Oh, Bulgarian, what are you doing? Oh, you're just keeping them in place until the mangonel shows up. Beautiful hit, by the way. That's 3 men-at-arms that just got smushed. Well, the villagers paid the ultimate price. They hung around just to keep his opponent around. Palisades go down, Stonewall and houses go up. Okay, I mean, you see battering rams, you go towers, ballsy play, get the villagers maybe, who are repairing the scorpions. Otherwise, you're going to be, yeah, you're going to be, it's going to be a rough going for you. 1 villager down so far. And there we go, the villagers are taking matters into their own hands. Unfortunately, scorpions, unfortunately, Mangonel, which might actually hurt Blue in the long run if he's not too careful. The last thing you want is for your units to get killed by area of effect, or otherwise known as blast damage. Oh, what a good hit by the Mangonel. Another one, another one, another one. Oh no, sorry, he's hitting the tower. I thought he was hitting the villagers. I was wondering why their HP didn't go down. Too little, too late. As the tower does fall. Mayan siege to the left. Hunnic siege to the... You know what? The first game I talked so much bullshit about the Huns and their siege, and now 2 games in a row, or rather the first game and this third game, the Huns are going siege. Because why the hell not? And they move slowly, market going up for team bottom right, up lower right, pardon me. But what will the Turk do? To be fair, some light cavalry that you get for free. Oh, pardon me. Barles is still in the feudal age. And now he's going to start dumping 80 food into these light cav units. Scouts probably won't get the job done. And speaking of distances, by the way, look at this. I'm going to zoom out. I know it's annoying. I apologize. We're in the middle of a battle. Look how far away his teammates are. He can't even send... look how slowly the Viper has to send villagers. My goodness. Look at all of this terrain they have to traverse just to get there. And then once they get there, they have to build. But the Turk is running away. And this is where that Lithuanian 9-range town center would come in pretty handy. Maybe not against a big, fat, juicy Chinese castle, but... doesn't seem like our Turk wants to stick around. At this point, just stop making the scouts. Right? There's nothing these scouts are going to be able to do. Save that food. Go up to the castle. Or maybe just run the hell away. Boom, boom, boom goes the dynamite. Hunnic scouts are here. Viper got the wall off in time, but 3 mangonels can demolish any starting structure. Just like that. I should say these structures just starting out. Pardon me, it was Dan who was trying to get that structure up, not the Viper. Anytime I see a quick wall, I just immediately assume it's the Viper, which is probably not correct. Okay, well, our Turk is gone. Barles has no resources at all. He's going to need a market, and once he gets the market, he's going to have to sell what wood he has. Villagers escaping to the north, villagers escaping to the south. The Viper puts down a big, juicy Wei Castle Tiger cavalry coming out. Okay, they're going to help. But it looks like they're headed north here. Wololo's happening, our Bulgarian pressing in, but okay, underneath the TC, not too sure this is going to last. Down those units go, our Hun. Getting those Cav Archer numbers up. Anything I'm doing here in Purple's former base? Okay, he's trying to get into these villages. No, 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 says our Mayan. The Viper pinging here just because, okay, well, there you go. Tiger Cavalry for the win. You're attacking, what, the Palisade? Okay. Yeah, no real sense in attacking that anymore. Unless you've literally got nothing to do because, well, no villager to build anything. The Viper pinging his teammate here says, hey, what the F are you doing? Get that town center inside. And Barles cancels it. He cancels it with 97 stone. Okay, but he does have stone miners. Yikes, that was real sour there for a second. Okay, well, 2 amazing unique units are about to hit each other in the face like that slapping game that's getting real popular. Oh, maybe not. Tiger Cavalry says, this is my turf. Get out. I wish, I don't know if everyone here spends as much time on Twitter, I guess it's called X now, as I do. Do people know about that chimpanzee civil war that's happening in Uganda? I wonder if anyone has given their factions names, because I would love to name the factions after those 2 teams. It seems like Chimpanzee Group Center is being routed by Chimpanzee Group Left. Roman Knights on the prowl for some juicy Hunnic light cap, but they can run away. Somebody should really name those, I guess what's it called, a troop? A troop of chimpanzees? Literally hitting his head against the wall is the Viper here, but the Jukanus Upgrades? Okay, decent upgrades. The Viper's upgrades? Can't imagine they're that well upgraded. No. Of course I have to open my big mouth. And now the castle's in a bit of trouble. Imperial Age on the way for our Chinese, though, so not too sure this is going to do as much damage as he wants to, but for a little while, it seemed like the Viper was getting the job done. By the way, the Viper's here, and he is making himself known with a double Siege Workshop high ground castle. Oh, the sound of silence is so nice sometimes. Anyone with young kids will know that the sound of silence is just, it's wasted. Wasted on the young. Castle versus Krepos. Archery range did not finish, but the stable gets taken out. Might want to use these other Roman knights. By the way, what is our Roman doing? Not much. Getting the trade up and running. Seems like he's trading very close. No, or maybe they're just moving by. And the Viper might actually help reclaim this. Oh, we've got room for a Treb. If you're not familiar with what the hell this is, he's probably going to shove a Treb or two into here. This is just making sure that no one can attack that Treb. And there it is. Did he need such a big enclave? Probably not. Does he get style points for doing it? Absolutely. Not much to do in here. Okay, Conics really rounding the bend here. Because again, the map is just so freaking big. And it's going to be difficult. The Chukanu's just... doesn't matter how much armor you have. 6 is not great, but it still doesn't matter how much armor you have. Just because the Chukanu's multiple arrows are just so deadly. Traction, Treb for the win. This unit needs to get nerfed big time, in my opinion. Let's see if the Conics, 4 meager Conics and a bunch of Chukanus can get the job done. Nope, the Viper's shoving himself in, getting hoardings for his castle. HP's about to jump to a massive 6,400. And in they come. Does he have stirrups? No, he does not. So as I was saying in the stream a few days ago, the Conic is the slowest attacking melee cavalry unit in the game. Usually it's like 1.8 seconds between attack. If you're lucky, 1.7. 2.4 is just ridiculous, which is why they have the stirrups upgraded. Ooh, looks like Doubt might want to be pushing up here, which makes their units attack a lot faster. If I'm not mistaken, 33% faster. And if you're going Conics, you definitely need to look at Cacao. I know that's not how you say the name, and I love saying Cacao. The hero unit. HP regenerating for Viper's units, I believe. And boy, oh boy, has our way reclaimed the Turkish base. And there is not much here. Oh, and they're abandoning ship. And to be fair, Chinese walls, well, not these ones, but Chinese walls in theory should have a good amount of HP. Is the Turk still alive? Let's see. He's got a bunch of houses here. I can't imagine he needs any of that. Oh, he's got trade up and running. Okay, yeah, our Turk has 48 villagers. Not a lot. But he does have trade. And to be fair, as much as our Turk is still in feudal age... Ooh, I don't know. Never mind. I was gonna say his opponents are not in Imperial, but yeah, no. 3/4 of the team is in Imperial. Yeah, we have Chinese and then Chinese factions. It is interesting, right? Oh, the Viper going for the structures first. As Scarface said, first you get the structures, then you get the gates, then you get the power. I mean, I see something happening here. No, it's a bear attack. Okay, I thought Doubt somehow chewed his way through this wall. There is a secondary wall up and running for our Bulgarian, but okay, here we go. The Huns with their cav archers. Milking the game. Cav archers and conics are a good combination. Conics themselves are just such a deadly unit. But the real action here is to the bottom left, where more and more Chinese walls finally gets the Great Wall upgrade. Contraction trebs, I don't think quite as powerful as normal trebs, but they don't really have to be because they're so mobile. Magnet line, the Viper, he's going heavy Scorpion as well. Doesn't have a single Scorpion. And the game is steady at 1.7, but now it's starting to glitch out. Another wall off. Barles is getting a lot of resources from every player because he is doubling down on trade, and finally our Turk is heading up to the Castle Age. Now, to be fair, the second the Turk hits Imperial, it is bad news bears for his enemy, because with the chemistry upgrade free of charge and Hussars immediately, they can field such a ridiculously powerful army. Oh yeah, doubt. Ballistas for 12 Scorpions, not bad. But in come the Legionaries. Let's take a look at their upgrades. Okay. Not bad, 6 armor. But there is just a giant Banzuhal death ball of cav archers and doubt. Doesn't even manage to get a doubt castle. Oh, is he going to cancel it? Or is he going to leave it at 900 HP? 760. 400. I mean, cancel it. Cancel it. 100 HP. 90 HP. 70 HP. Oh, he's not going to cancel it. I don't think our Roman gives a shit. He's at 1,200 stone. Almost enough stone for 2 castles. But these Legionaries are just screaming to their death. Just wasting time until the Scorpions can get here. Not sure the Scorpions are going to do well against Conics. Well, the Viper's making a good dent in here, but there is a shit ton of Mayan halberdiers here. Upgrades not really relevant attack-wise, but armor is very important. Not sure Traction Trap versus Halberdier is the main attraction we thought it would be, but here we go. You know what? If you can kill a single Halberdier now, why not? But the Scorpions are going to absolutely wreck this Halberdier force. Oh, mamma mia. And now there's a Centurion. Okay, so now Dowd has chewed his way through this wall. Now there's a single Centurion. Upgrades. Decent. Why not put the Legionaries in the Ram? Because it's Doubt. And now he's fighting against that Hunnic Siege Ram. Both players shoving in to very dangerous spots. It looks like our Mayan is going Onager, which should help with all the walls that are going up. Imagine 5 or 6 Onagers right here. But the Traction Trebs, the Micro from the Viper, who seems to be blocking his own path here. That's okay, he doesn't care. What does Cow Cow do? 1 second. I told you I wasn't the biggest fan. Oh, the attack speed. Why did I think it was healing? It's the attack speed. Imagine that unit plus the Bulgarian Hussar. Well, Heal and Purple are pressing in here with Siege Onagers. Bulgarians can get up to Siege Onagers so damn fast with that 50% food discount. Our Turk is up to 5 town centers, 83 villagers, and my guess is in a minute when he hits... Pardon me, ooh, I hiccuped, excuse me. When he hits Imperial, we're just going to see a swarm of Hussars. The Trebs for blue. And here we go. I was wondering where the hell are the rocket cards for our Chinese with their 25. Well, actually, now he's okay. Now they're gonna have 25%. Is it? It's 25%, right? I'm not thinking. Yeah, 25%. If there are any left to tell the tale, let the Viper have to take a step back. shoving into a two-tile choke point against Siege Onagers is definitely a doubt move here. And that's exactly what happens when you do that. But, to be fair, when your Scorpions cost 30 gold, do you really care? By the way, as much as the game is glitching out, I am loving that it's still at 1.7 speed. Here we go, what's the rocket card at now? 5+1. Okay, well that certainly is 25%. Name of the game here for blue and orange is just defend, stay back, and mass your army. There's not much the Viper can do to push into Trebs and rocket cards. Oh, Barles is going Cav Archers. With Sapaki. Okay. Oh, now he's getting artillery for those bombard cannons. This is, again, the Turks. You can dilly-dally, because the second you get to Imperial, you are just so much ahead. Okay, Viper trying to lure these Halberdiers, but losing a bunch of his own units. Okay, breaks off a fracture here to the left. We'll get the rocket cart, which gets a Cav Archer, which gets a Halberdier, which dies to the traction Treb. Oh, this is why he's getting artillery for those 13 ranged bombard towers. To be fair, your opponent's not really going bombard cannons, so those Trebs should do a decent job. More Siege Onager, please. Alphanitsa is out. Boy, is that expensive upgrade. I think that costs more than going up to Imperial. It's on the high ground. Hussar tries to kill it. The game glitches out. Alphanitsa survives. Now there's two of them. They're trying to snipe these bombard cannons. They do get them. Army count for team lower right is higher by about 50. That team upper left has the Onagers. So team upper left is playing defensively quite well. Doubt's attack round's not great at the moment. We'll see if that changes. Again, use these two pine trees, but loses one. And SOs. Does our Bulgarian who's very cockily getting gold here. Oh! Trade going up. Oh, pardon me. For some reason I thought that was purple. There's purple. Okay, he gets shunned away from the trade, which he tried to kill. And yeah, the name of the game was to defend until you can mass units. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the units are massing at all. That being said, the Viper's cavalry force is gone. Does he really need it, though? He's going up to 30 traction Trebs. Boom, boom, boom. They die. Oh, attack rounds. And this is exactly the problem. When you're playing against the Viper, and his micro is just so fantastic. He's just picking these units off like they're freaking Portuguese gunpowder units. Now, to be fair, if Armayan wanted to, with Welche Javeliners, could shove a bunch of skirmishers this way, just slow the thing down until our Chinese player can actually get his shit together. That being said, we are about to see Hunted Paladins. Nowhere here, by the way. There's not a single stable anywhere close by. Castle down. Ooh, rocket carts are moving forward. Rocket carts are moving forward. Viper's moving back. What's the movement speed on these units? 0.6, 0.57. Okay, so the Chinese player could have caught up. Unfortunately, there's just too much Turk on the dance floor. And 6 rocket carts just hit the bed for nothing, and there you go. Wow, it must be sour when you're up here. Well, I guess it can't be sour because they lost up here too. But yeah, you got Preston on 2 positions. And wow, even though Team Upper Left managed to knock the Turk out, eventually Barles makes a reappearance with a lot of a good infrastructure. Hits the 200 pop, by the way. He's one of the only 2 players on his team with 200 pop. 60 trade cards. Yeah, I definitely want to see the trade here. Halves, Legionaries, Scorpions, Cavalry, Hussars. Oh, yeah. The whole kitchen sink here. Yeah, look at this. Wow, team lower right with the better trade. I mean, this is what? Let's call this 13,000. Let's call this 35,000 to 5,000. 7 times more trade for Team Lower Right as they take the W here. They held well. They pressed here, and they just shoved. But to be fair, when you're playing somebody with 25 traction trebs, it doesn't have to be the Viper. But when you're playing somebody with 25 traction trebs and that somebody happens to be the Viper, yeah, that is not an easy play, especially with the micro, especially being backed up by 13 range Turkish bombard towers with artillery. That's just ridiculous. So not a surprise. Do you disagree that the Mayan should have just shoved in 100 skirmishers into here? I mean, that definitely would have nullified purple. The Viper would have added cavalry, but at least it would have given the Chinese player a meat shield to bring those rocket carts in. Because look how clumped this is. You don't need that many rocket cart shots. I don't know. I'm always just thinking of dynamics of how, even though it might not be the best combination of just, you need some kind of meat shield and then you need something behind it. And when you're playing a 2v2 like this, you know, especially with Hulchi Javeliners, like this becomes completely useless. And unfortunately, yeah, the distances were just too big here. And despite purple, I mean, again, look how far away purple is from the Viper. Just crazy that this the game played out the way it did. But yeah, fantastic traction trap play out of the Viper. And unfortunately, despite hitting Paladins, or maybe not hitting Paladins, no, he didn't hit Paladins in the end of the day, Bunzelholt just couldn't reinforce the left side, which he probably should have done, because Paladins here would have just pretty much wrecked everything. Unfortunately, he was pressing up against Doubt. Cheaper Scorpions. They're just, the combination of units here for Team Lower Right was better. How do you engage into this? Haufnitze, which is itself insane and powerful. I use that word again, insane. You get your 30 gold Scorpions infantry. I mean, how do you do it except with 30 frickin' siege onagers? That's it. Always a meat shield and always something behind it to kill. That's the name of the game here for these 2v2s, at least in my opinion. Especially on a closed map like this. Let's do one more game, and then we'll call it a night. And I think we'll do a 1v1. I think we'll do a survivalist game. Because why the hell not? It's been a whole 2 hours since I cast the survivalist game. Unfortunately, I don't think he's playing the Bloodless here. Actually, you know what? I do have a survivalist Bloodless game. Never mind. Let's watch this one. This one's good too. So, to the top left, we've got survivalists playing as the Poles. To the bottom center, we've got the Emu Warrior playing as the Shu. In purple, lumberjacks generate food. Archery techs are cheaper. Siege workshop and warships are not really a factor here. Move faster. This is a pretty cool feature, by the way. One of my favorites. White Feather Guard. Not a big fan of the White Feather Guard unit. Coiled Serpent. It's basically, what am I thinking? Georgian style, except instead of getting attack, you gain HP. And Bolt Magazine, that's the cool feature of the last live stream that I was mentioning, where the Archer Line units get +2 attack. Now, Archer Line units with, not +2 attack, they just get an extra projectile. Foot Archer's line of sight. Extra, oh my goodness. I'm like cupping my head, I feel like such an idiot right now. Foot Archer's extra line of sight. Foot Archers with extra arrows. Foot Archers with cheaper techs. And Foot Archers with an amazing tech tree means that I'm expecting we're going to get to see Foot Archers. Where's his #1 nemesis? Yeah, the Bloodless. I do have a survivalist game with the Bloodless. We'll see how long this game is. Maybe I'll cast that one too, but I'm starting to get real tired. My stamina needs to build up, especially after a weekend. Weekends used to be about, you know, going out at around 10 o'clock. Oh, that's so annoying when the deer hits the edge of the map. How the hell do you get it away? You have to let it go back to its natural position. You're never going to get this deer anywhere else. You're never going to get it away from the screen. No, I'm sorry. You're not going to do it. Just go away. Let it go back to its natural spot, wherever the hell it was, somewhere here. You are never, if this happens to you, don't chase it. You know, don't chase your losses. Just let it, there you go. Let it return to its natural habitat and then take it. Because if it's at the edge, there's literally nothing you can do to push it towards your base. Anyway, I remember weekends used to be about going out at 10, staying out until 4 or 5. Usually at a casino, who's kidding who, if I'm being honest with the viewers. And then just sleeping in until 11 or 12. Now the weekend is survival mode, as 2 little wild animals run around the house with no daycare. Oh, God. Life is definitely interesting now. Okay, Survivalist likes to play with his food sometimes, keeping them nearby just in case. But look at that. Ping pong, bouncing back and forth. So what do we think we're going to see with the polls? The polls, we can see Schlachter, privileges with Nightline and Cavaliers cheaper. We can see Lachitic Legacy with trample damage Winged Hussars. There we go. Like I said, Survivalist loves playing with his food. That being said, what are we going to see out of the shoot? Let's see their unique hero unit. This is the one that heals, Lube. Okay, got it. You're glad I'm back. My bet for the next Procaster is on you, so don't let me down. What's a Procaster? You know, the community is lacking 3v3. I actually have some 3v3 games. Maybe I'll do it in the next live stream. I'll do, I have some 3v3 deathmatch games, which are always fun. Because the person in the center, do I go left, do I go right, do I go up, do I go down? Who do I support? Who do I like more? Who needs it? But what is a Procaster? As opposed to just a regular caster. By the way, let's look at the bases. AC Dragon, you tried going out to club? I can't imagine. Like, the clubs I would go out when I was like let's say 18 to 24 was my like peak clubbing, and then after 24, when I finished law school, it was more about like just casinos. But when I was younger, it was a lot about the clubs. I just remembering what it was like is just yeah, it's not for me anymore. Ooh, the Siege of Vienna. Speaking of the Winged Hussars. And, what was his name? Jan... Oh, what is his name? My goodness. My goodness, my brain has turned into mush. Pulls with the full work, by the way. I did a video about a year and a half ago in my attempt to kind of sound like Spirit of the Law. I did a video about auras in this game. Aura spelled A-U-R-A. And all the buildings that have auras, like the Celtic Castle with Stronghold that heals units, like the Folwark where you get, well, what is it now? Back to 10%? Where are you? Oh, it doesn't say. What do you get with a Folwark now? Is it 10%? It used to be 8, but then I remember they changed it recently. In any event, you get whatever amount it is immediately. And the video didn't really do very well. I don't know why. I thought it was a very popular topic that nobody had discussed before. Jan Sobieski, that's right. I always remember it's the name of that actress. What's her name? Something Sobieski. Who was in a bunch of movies like 20 years ago, and then I don't think I've ever seen her in anything since then. In any event, we are on Arena. Don't be fooled by the snow. Things are going to get hot, hot, hot. And the name of a game in Arena is 3 stages. The first, everyone rushes up to Castle Age so they can get their monks out. Then the monks fight over these relics. And then stage 3, they get to Imperial and start building armies. Not a fan of this. I don't know why they felt the need to add a 35 gold Arctic Fox that makes the most annoying sound when you click on it. It's a very cute animal, don't get me wrong, with a nice bushy tail, but not too sure why they felt the need to add something like that. Maybe somebody said something in the on Reddit, and the developers saw it. So, Survivalist, basically at the 1 second behind his opponent, which is the TC idle time I see here on the bottom right. Probably annoying him. Knowing Survivalist likes to have everything down to a mathematical formula here. Yeah, so he's going to go scouts to try to flush out some relic play. And what is our purple shoe doing? Scouts and blacksmith as well. Stable / scouts and blacksmith as well. By the way, one of the coolest changes to the game that I really like recently is when you get your farm upgrades, they apply to the farms immediately, which I think is a really neat idea. I wonder why it wasn't like that in the beginning. They apply to all existing farms, and I guess farms being built. That is a really nice feature. That gives you a nice wood savings that otherwise you wouldn't get. You'd have to wait for the farm to unseed, or I guess lie fallow, and then you'd have to reseed it. Random barrels of crap here, random polar bears and Arctic foxes. We're really going with the whole Antarctic motif here. As Emu Warrior, let's see how many relics our purple shoe has seen. Yeah, he's seen all 5 relics. And by the way, he's seen a good chunk of the map. On the other hand, Survivalist has only seen 3 relics. Ooh, this one's a bit sour. And where's the other one? Okay, so he sees it now. So he sees 4 relics, the 5th one not too far away. Yeah, there's a lot of like features that seem like they belong in other Age of Empire games. Although, to be fair, as a purist, I guess you could also say the Ratha belongs in Age of Empires 1 as a chariot unit and blah, 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 blah. And elephant units and all that jazz, but I don't know. Just for me as a caster, whenever I cast games that have these Arctic foxes, or there's certain other animals that are in this game, they just make a lot of background noise, and then it just bothers me because all I hear is the mewling, Mr. Forgiven. They sound like Beatles fans from back in the day. Oh my god, Ringo showed an ankle. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Here we go. We got 4 on 4, but remember, Survivalist got his first whack off at one of these scouts, so their HP should be a lot better. Oh, never mind. It looks like Survivalist took a few whacks himself, but has added a 5th scout. Both players in the castle age, both players getting their horse-related upgrades. One player going to light cav, which will slow his cavalry down a little bit. The other going for speed. Oh, 1.7 tiles per second with husbandry. So it'll take longer to kill a monk. 3 whacks instead of 2. He'll die if he ever engages this unit. But to be fair, he doesn't have to because his unit is a lot faster. 1.5 speed to 1.7. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. It is. And let's see, so far I was pretty wrong about the relic play. No, we're just going full on eco. This always confuses me. I was like, why is he building another blacksmith? But no. It's a full work. Oh, I wish I could have clicked. Somebody, is it 10% now that the farms give to full works? You collect 10% right away? It used to be 8. But now it's, I believe they changed it. At the zoo, they won't shut up. Oh my goodness. Survivalist with a slower unit. Our shoe. Okay, well we're in stage 2 of the game. Doesn't seem like any player is really interested in relics. So usually what that means is we're heading up to Imperial. Okay, never mind. Right as I open my big mouth, there's the Ark of the Covenant. I was gonna say, it usually means we're heading into very fast Imperial big armies slamming into one another, which I know AC Dragon Rider loves. So I was getting real excited about it, but we'll see. We're only 20 minutes into the game. Survivalist, has he seen the other relics? Yeah, he's seen them all. Now he's guarding them. 4 here, 1 here, a 4th TC going up for our shoe. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear it, but I keep hearing these high-pitched screams. It's not even these. It's something else. It's just, there's another animal. They've added a few of these animals that have just been really hard on the ears. Especially since I have headphones in. You hear everything. Okay, wheelbarrow for our shoe, who is going to out-economy his opponent in a massive way in a few minutes. Once that wheelbarrow plus a villager lead plus a 4 TC lead, while Survivalist hasn't even plopped down his 4 TC. So he realizes he doesn't see those purple cabs anywhere. I'd be surprised if he does more than like 2 or 3 monks, because he's going to lose these right away. Let's keep an eye on them. They're moving out at the worst possible time. Oh, Survivalist got so lucky there. He doesn't even know it. We know it by watching this radar. Beep, 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 beep. But no, he doesn't know it. Okay, he is getting husbandry, so the 1.5 speed will jump to 1.65. So the speed difference now is negligible. Still there, but negligible. And let's see what he does, because purple is going to see, and now, unfortunately for him, well, no, I guess there's so many mob justice here, but 3 whacks instead of 2 to kill a 30 HP monk, I believe, for scouts, because their attack bonus is a 6 versus a much bigger 10. And the chase continues. Survivalist happy to chase this, because as long as he chases, he actually knows exactly where these light cav units are. And as long as he knows where they are, his monks can avoid them. But oh, will he get it? Will he get it? Will he get lucky? Nope. Favorite Smash Arena game. Roman Sicilians. Ooh, the Roman Sicilians. I think that was a Doubt game, if I'm not mistaken. I do remember Doubt. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. He's in, but it's a one-way trip. It's a one-way trip. Let's follow along in their journey of death. I believe that was a Doubt game, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my god. Bye, birdie. Now, to be fair, you did get 2 monks for a bunch of food, which is not terrible. Not bad at all. He is giving up all of the relics, by the way. I don't see a single monastery anywhere here. And so we are definitely skipping stage 2 for the most part. I mean, Survivalist hanging on to the idea of getting all of the relics. And to be fair, if he gets all 5 relics, it's definitely going to be a big boost to him, because the Poles are not, if they go cavalry, are not a very gold-intensive civilization because of the discount on heavy cavalry and the non-gold nature of non-heavy cavalry. Yeah, purple still. But the shoe is here with a big castle in the defensive forward position, you want to call it. Survivalist, even more cavalry. This is a lot. This is a lot of food. This is a lot of food. You are not the Berbers. You are not the Magyars. You are not Kshatriyas. Yeah, so you're paying full price. Yeah, okay, here we go. Survivalist really wants to see where his opponent is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outposts. Get this one errant spearman. Now, the problem for Survivalist, as good as it is to get the relics and spend the gold on the monks to get those relics, I mean, his resources are pretty good, but his opponent is already heading up to the Imperial Age. White Feather Guard. I said I wasn't a big fan of White Feather Guard. Of course, we're going to get to see White Feather Guards. The Survivalist has 3 relics. I believe there's a 4th one heading back to his base, because I only see 1 more on the map. Okay. Our pole is going... Alright. 2 polar bears. You gotta be real unlucky to get attacked by 2 polar bears who die with their splits. Always funny for me, the animation of the dead polar bears. Oh, look how much faster this unit is. Every 0.0 whatever speed of increase of speed is just worth it. It doesn't seem like much, but it really is. Okay, there they are, the 2 relics heading back, and the fox getting harvested. I don't think they decay, the foxes. I'm not sure, but I don't think they decay. White Feather Guard. Cavalry +8. Now, the Poles, unfortunately, do not have hand cannoneers. They do have pretty good arbalesters. Decent arbalesters, let's say, because they're missing the last armor upgrade. So I don't know that we're necessarily going to see cavalry here, but let's see. Sam. I've been... I mean, I don't want to sound so, like, negative and whatever, but just, yeah, life, you know. What a beautiful unit, by the way. I love looking at these unique units. Let's see the elite skin. If we do. I don't think this is the elite version, right? Yeah, not They, if you're not familiar, this is how they work. It's like poison, but for speed. They slow you down, and then they poke you to death with their sharp stick. My voice volume is too low. I might be sitting a bit away from the microphone there. I also love outposts are a very underutilized unit / building in this game. Not a lot of pro players use outposts. I thought this was getting attacked. Never mind. Yeah, it is by the traction treb. Well, Survivalist sees all of this, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he sees it. Arbalesters are going to be pretty useless against these traction trebs. That being said, get enough of them. Oh my goodness, now our shoe is going Arbalester. Okay, look. I expected that from the shoe. Let's see what we get from Survivalist. Because he's adding more light cap, probably to just try to run in and snipe these trebuchets. Okay, on the right side. Looks like Emu Warrior liked the idea of outposts and took them for himself. Army count 40 to 26. Villager count. Look, I thought Survivalist would be way behind in villager count, but he's caught up and surpassed his opponent. To be fair, do the polls need 130 villagers? I mean, he's going up to 132. Is this a civ that needs 132 villagers? I'm not sure it is. Like the Saracens need 132 villagers. I'm not sure the Poles need it. Although, look at the food and the gold. Are we actually going to get to see Winged Hussars? Let's see his text. No unique text, no nothing. Upgrades. Not great. There's Bolt Magazine. Okay. Siege Engineer. So these traction trebs are going to be quite powerful. Illume. Hello, hello. And now the dance begins. The longer range traction trebs, the shorter range bombard cannons. Survivalist housed at 185, his opponent's at 175. So again, not terrible to get housed when your opponent is has a lower pop than you. Yeah, we're definitely going to see Winged Hussars, right? Look at the food, look at the gold, look at the resource upgrades he's researching. A bunch of food just disappeared for Siege Engineers. To be fair, I don't think Survivalist needs this much stone, but maybe just wall it to deny your opponent. Although maybe he suspects he's going to lose. There it is. Lachitic Legacy, Winged Hussars. Maybe he thinks his opponent's going to destroy this castle here on the left. Here they come. Attack bonuses against gunpowder. So not really useful right now, but +1 against archers is... Do we have... I mean, sorry, yeah, we saw Bolt Magazine. I don't know why I checked that again. Here we go. Alejandro, hello, hello. How are you tonight? Sam, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be back with the regular uploads. It's just too much work for now. Battlefield gets carved into. Arbalesters on the left. Bombard cannons getting the wind knocked out of them on the right. Survival is doing very fancy. Look at the flying arrows out of these double bolt Arbalesters. Look at all the arrows on the ground. Holy moly, was that a fire? That's like that scene from 300. Where they're like, our arrows will blot out the sun, and then he goes, yeah, well, then we'll fight in the shade. Maybe that's why he got all that stone for that second castle that he knew would go down. He's still getting some stone, by the way, long distance getting stone. One of the traction trebs actually destroyed it. Now, if you're not going oboe, you don't really need a castle at this point as Survivalist. So I'm not even sure why he's got 14 villagers on stone. This is also the last thing you want to do is tether your slow units to your fast ones. Unfortunately for our blue pole, the poles are notorious for missing that last armor upgrade for their cavalry. And wow, speaking of the charge of the light brigade, white feather guard on the right, double arrow arbalesters on the left, castle killing everything. That was an atrocious attack by Survivalist. I'd like to keep the channel around. Unfortunately, it's just the daily videos took around 4 hours, I would say, each. And so I don't think I have 4 hours at this time to spend on that. But oh, Survivalist blew away. Okay, I don't know what the traction trap was attacking there, but definitely not the Arbalest. Here we go, flaming balls. Okay, the traction traps are exposed. I'm gonna do my best. How about that? Oh, I have to zoom out so much. Not anymore, because the light cavalry units are dead. Survivalist has the same units, but their upgrades are shittier. The Poles just don't have the full armor upgrade for their Arbalesters either, plus the extra arrow from the fully upgraded shoe. I didn't get like 5 Arbalesters there. What's the blast radius on this bad boy? Is there no blast radius on the traction trip? Okay, Survivalist is doubling down on trash. He's got a lot of wood. I'm hoping he's building a lot of stables behind this. At this point, honestly, it wouldn't hurt to add a few skirmishers. Why the hell not? The Gondor death charge. Yeah, exactly. Except nobody's carrying him back to his steward's father. Survivalist is holding. His army count is negligible, but not 0. Oh, he loses control of the 5 relics. He made 2,000 gold off those relics, so that's pretty much all he's gonna get. Oh yeah, the writing's on the wall here for our blue hole. Arbalesters to the rear. Arbalesters to the front just getting completely worked. Oh my god, look at the arrows on the ground. I mean, you've got 1,500 wood. Build some more stables or something. Why are the purple Arbalesters glitching out so much? Almost got in. I mean, again, Survivalist has a massive economy behind this. 113 villagers means that he can continue training as much as he wants. 47 villagers. I wouldn't necessarily have 44 villagers on wood, to be fair. But I guess if you're going up to 50 Arbalesters, you would. Like I said, throw in some elite skirmishers as well. What do you have to lose at this point? Traction traps, like I said, they need a nerf. Not a big one, but they need a nerf in my opinion. What's he building here? 9 stables. The White Feather God sees this immediately. Oh, Sam, I appreciate that. Yeah, I've noticed that it wasn't in this Red Bull, but there was a tournament like a few 6 or 7 months ago where I saw the picture-in-picture. That's honestly why the editing always took so long for me. Not that I'm complaining. Who can complain about being a YouTuber? It's not. I would never complain about that. It just the picture-in-picture editing really took it from like an hour to 3 to 4 hours per video. Like going back and having to watch it, make sure I caught all the action. Because as you guys know during the live stream, like I am very distracted, very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like easily distracted by everything. Oh, Survivalist! I see a bombard cannon. Yeah, you have a blast with. So I guess the traction traps don't have a blast with. Oh no! So much death here. This can't be good for Survivalist, even though he still has a massive Arbalesters. He just has no answer to the traction trap. And we saw the Viper with it. Now we're seeing Emu Warrior with it. Anyway, as I was saying, the picture-in-picture is what really made it a labor of love, you know? I love doing it, but it took a while. And with two kids, and back then I didn't have any kids, and then I had one kid, and it got hard, and then I had two kids, and it got even harder. Okay, he's gonna kill some of these traction traps. Not bad. Not bad at all. But way too much of a sacrifice here in the forward position with the Arbalesters. And only 8 cavalry units training at a time is not great. Now he's selling food for gold. It's not a tread, it's standing here in the back. Must want to attack it. This is why he got all that stone. He still has enough stone for another castle. He's got 2 here in the forward position. Claude is good at automating video edits. Thank you for the advice. I'm definitely going to look into that. I miss doing my daily games. They were so much fun. Well, that was, the writing was on the wall, wasn't it? And behind all the survivalists took the back two routes. But look at the ground. Look at this. This is what happens when you see Arbalester versus Arbalester. Just so many arrows in the ground. Wow. Well, to be fair, I mean, it's hard for a cavalry civ to go fight against an anti-cavalry civ. Again, especially without hand cannoneers. With hand cannoneers, at least you can nullify this unit. And the Poles with no heavy scorpions really can't do much here. An Onager maybe could have been good, but you know they'd get sniped by purple. So a really tough matchup here for Survivalist. He lasted 48 minutes. He got all the relics. And to be fair, our Shu, letting him get the relics was the right move at the end. Are Shu the best archer civ now? Nah, it's got to be the Britons still. Beat that, Xerxes. Well, I guess in this case it would be beat that Leonidas, right? Because Xerxes won this one with the arrows that blotted out the sun. I don't know who the best archer civ. It depends on your playstyle. It really does depend on your playstyle. But wow, what a fun game. 176. If he could only mass his winged hussars. If he could get rid of this, the traction traps, it would have been a bit more of a stalemate situation. But with those backing everything up, even his bombard cannons, because you got a 15, I said 14, but he got siege engineers. 15 range beats your, where is it? Oh, he also got siege engineers. So, okay, 15 still beats 13. Rock still beats scissors, you know? It's like, that reminds me of that scene in Seinfeld where Kramer and Mickey were playing rock, paper, scissors, and Mickey just kept going rock, and then Kramer was like, well, what beats rock? And Mickey was like, nothing beats rock, it's the best. And then they just both keep going rock all the time. Rock, 1, 2, 3, rock, 1, 2, 3, rock. Oh my god, what a great show. Eco, not that bad. Not that bad of a difference, less than 10%. Survivalist gets all of the resources and the relic gold, but ultimately, there you go. That meant a whole bunch of nothing. 26 raises to 2. He tried to put up the outposts. He saw this coming from a mile away, but again, the Civ matchup was just so difficult. And his structures just weren't there. With 3,000 wood in the bank, I mean, at this point, just get an onager, or at least build out. Expand. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not. Yeah, range always beats damage output. Like I said, it depends on your playstyle. If you're great at microing, range will win. If you're not, if you're just kind of like a highlight right click kind of person, who knows? Well, that was a fun stream. Like, as I said, like, I'm trying to get more into live streaming back in the evenings, just because both kids are now. They're 1 and 3, which is not a big age, but or not an old age, but they're at least going to bed at a regular time now. They're at that age where we can start implementing routines, and so as they go to sleep at certain times, it gives me the more regularity that I know I can schedule a live stream, as opposed to like 2 months ago where I would schedule a live stream and then one of them would get sick and start crying, and then I'd have to cancel it. So expect more live stream, expect more games. I'm really happy that Rage Forest, maybe streaming in 2K, maybe the better internet is the answer. But I'm glad that the Rage Forest, as glitchy as it was, didn't slow down. It was at 1.7. Now I just have to figure out how to stop it from glitching out. Maybe I'll even make the internet even better. Who knows? But anyway, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you so much for dropping by and commenting. And like I said, I'm glad that the 2K stream worked out the way it did. and that I actually managed to stream in 2K, and I'll be back hopefully in the next day or two. If you can get to a position to put regular time into this, you'd be the next big caster. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I did like regular. I'm glad I at least have like a bank of 2 years of daily videos. I did daily videos for 2 years. That was like yeah, that was without a kid and then one kid, and now with two kids, it's just. Keep in mind, I'm also like exhausted. I'm a human being that needs to sleep, and I'm getting older, which means sleep is becoming much more important. I used to be able to like work on like 3 or 4 hours a night, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Again, I'm not complaining at all. I have nothing to complain about. But thank you so much, everyone, for joining. And yeah, hopefully another live stream either tomorrow or in the day or two, and we'll get some more. I read the 3v3 comment. I'll get some more 3v3s going, and eventually, believe me, I will start playing as well. So we'll do some community games. Maybe I'll do some 1v1s and see how embarrassing I can play and how badly I can lose a game. But for now, everyone, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining. I appreciate the super chat. I'm glad my Spanish is still decent, and I'll hopefully see everyone in the next one. Have a good night, everybody.